Hey everyone, how's it going? Good? Great. I was just doing some late night thinking and laughing to myself thinking about all of the games that I wasn't allowed to play when I was younger. A while ago I made a video about how I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon as a kid due to my heavily religious upbringing. But thinking it over, there were quite a few games that I wasn't able to enjoy back then, religious reasoning or otherwise. So prepare yourselves for story time with E-Dog, because I'm gonna go over all of the games that I wasn't allowed to play as a child. That I can remember. Number 1. Murder. I can only assume this was a homebrew game because I can't find any evidence of it existing online. This was a floppy disk game in which you were on a desert island, and all you could do was walk across the screen and shoot the other person. These people ranged from your ex-wife to your boss and so on. I remember my dad thinking it was hilarious. My mother did not. Number 2. Glover. You heard that correctly. I was not allowed to play Glover. So we had rented this game from Hollywood Video. Anybody remember those? And after playing for a bit, we read the game manual. Then, there was a mention of a wizard and sorcery in said manual, which made for an immediate trip back to the store. I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter. I sure as heck wasn't allowed to play video games with magic. Number 3. Pac-Man Adventures in Time. Now, this game stopped working on our family computer shortly afterwards, so it wasn't any major loss. But yeah, I was not allowed to play this game. The reason being, the opening cutscene had an evil figure, which scared my little brother. Yeah, sorry Pac-Man. Number 4. Yoshi's Story. I have not the slightest idea as to why on the planet of Earth I was not allowed to play Yoshi's Story. I just wasn't. Weird. Number 5. Crazy Taxi. Because somebody had to rat me out to my parents regarding this game containing adult language. Yeah, as soon as they found out about that, it was right back to GameStop. I liked that game. Number 6. Pokemon. Yes, I've gone over this before, but here's the recap. I was not allowed to play any Pokemon game or watch the anime because people in our church got it in their heads that Pokemon was evil. The reason it was evil? Because it promoted evolution. To this day, the only Pokemon games I've ever played were Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Snap. I was robbed. Number 7. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So I still haven't played this game, but that's mostly due to me not getting around to it. Something you may have noticed, however, is that I only mentioned San Andreas. Well, that's because, for whatever reason, I was allowed to play GTA 3 and GTA Vice City. This wasn't even due to the whole hot coffee controversy either. It's just for whatever reason, my parents thought it was okay for me as a 13-year-old to be playing GTA 3 and Vice City, but San Andreas? Nah. Now, this gets even funnier in hindsight, because I recall being allowed to play Max Payne also. However, I was specifically not allowed to play... Number 8. Max Payne 2. I have no earthly clue as to why this was. I know when purchasing games with my dad, he would occasionally allow me to buy M-rated games, but Max Payne 2 was always out of the question. He never gave a reason either, so I can only assume that he made a judgment call based solely on the cover. Number 9. Conflict Vietnam. Probably because I was 13 years old and this was an M-rated war game. Understandable. And finally, number 10, The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. I had literally forgotten all about this until just now, but I was in fact not allowed to pick up this game. Now, I think if I had asked another time or attempted to buy it with my own money, it wouldn't have been an issue. But yeah, I remember vividly being in the game store and being told I could not have this game. I can only assume it was due to the whole magic thing, but I can't be sure. But hey, point is, I did play it, and it's one of the greatest games that I've ever played in my life, so there. So those were some of the games that I wasn't allowed to play as a kid. Let me know some of the games you weren't allowed to play in the... Let me know some of the games you weren't allowed to play in the comments, because while my upbringing was strange, I'm sure I'm not the only one who was restricted. So until next time, play what you want, and take your thumb off of the rating so I can see what it is.